with that backdrop. The Tail of the Tape is brought to you by Wish, the secret to affordable shopping. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is 34. Game-bred Masvidal, 32. Thompson 1 inch taller. He weighed in 170 and 1/2 pounds, 171 for Masvidal. Thompson will have a 1 inch reach advantage. All right, now for the introductions. Back inside the octagon to Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a boxer holding a professional record, 32 wins, 12 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, presenting the number 4 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Jorge Game-bred Masvidal. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Mick Barcelonis holding a professional record, 13 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, presenting the number 2 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, our referee. Stephen Thompson got a lot of support in New York as usual. Chrissy Blair is with us. Thank you, Chrissy. Round 1 of a possible 3. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the -190 favorite tonight.
All right, you ready, sir? You ready, sir? Let's go, fight.
Against the +155 underdog, Jorge Game-bred Masvidal. Thompson in gray. Masvidal coming out orthodox, he's in black.
Masvidal refusing to tap. The tap of gloves at the beginning of the fight. And look at that weird stance of Wonderboy. Sideways, right in front of you, and Masvidal trying that front leg side kick to check the front leg of Wonderboy. I mean, that is a traditional karate stance, and Wonderboy is capable of doing a lot of very unorthodox things from that stance.
If you watch the fights with Tyron, Wonderboy was so patient that at times he gave rounds, because like you said, if you attack Tyron and he counters you, the consequences are so dire.
Yeah.
I want to see if he's going to be a little more aggressive in this fight with Masvidal, because the takedown threat is not as severe as it is with Tyron Woodley.
And the one-punch knockout threat is not as severe either.
Yes.
Tyron has just thunderous power.
Yes.
That's what's terrifying for anybody trying to close the distance.
And it showed every time, because when Tyron hit him, he would fall down. So
Masvidal,
Masvidal's a guy that's come up from 155, so maybe that threat's not there. But you've got to be very careful, because Masvidal is a very talented striker in his own right. Definitely boxing.
Definitely. Very accurate and extremely well-rounded. And that's what's weird. Those front leg side kicks that you just don't expect. And you don't expect someone to have the ability that he has. Like when he fakes to the body and goes up high like that. And he did that to Johnny Hendricks. And you can see Hendricks getting very frustrated in that fight.
Yeah. I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
Thompson, I was just going to say, has been a fast starter in the UFC. 4 of his 8 UFC wins by first-round knockout.
If you're Jorge Masvidal, you're keeping those hands high and you're trying to get closer. You're trying to close the distance a little bit, because you don't want to end up in a point fighting contest with Stephen Thompson.
And that's essentially what he's in right now. I mean, he's trying to close that distance, but look at the odd stance of Masvidal. He stands up so tall, but you can see a little hesitancy in the way he's throwing those kicks. He's very cautious of the counter.
Wonderboy's long been known as a guy that's good at counter-striking.
Get a UFC branded Big Gulp for a chance to instantly win prizes.
The reason Masvidal can stand so tall, though, is because this guy has phenomenal wrestling defense and the ability to take you down if he needs to. So because he's so good at wrestling, training with Colby Covington, he isn't worried about getting taken down as freely, even though he's gone up in weight class.
Wonderboy tried to open up with that left high kick. And a good kick there to the leg by Masvidal. Needs some more of those. And there he got off one to the body.
You watch Masvidal kind of boxing and almost a tie stance with that light front leg.
Yes, and very much off the back foot. Oh, there's a
good body kick by Masvidal, yes.
Masvidal stays so technical. Actually, UFC, right hand over the top.
That's
how fast is Wonderboy?
The closing, the way he can close the distance.
Tyron Woodley has said in the past that Jorge Masvidal has the best boxing in the UFC.
That front leg side kick, that's what I'm talking about. Like, who throws it like that?
Now you see Masvidal get a little more aggressive, and I think when you do that, you play into Thompson's game, right?
Yes.
He frustrates you, you get aggressive, he starts looking for counter opportunities.
And there it goes. And Masvidal,
two beautiful leg kicks by Masvidal.
Yeah. And Masvidal needs more of that. Keeping the pressure on him like that because he's got good distance here. I like the leg kicks of Masvidal. I think that's going to be a good factor in this fight if he can slow down some of the movement.
Yes, you got to beat those legs up to slow the movement down. But you got to worry about the counter there. Wonderboy is throwing much harder tonight than he did last fight.
But again, it's because of the consequences. When you're throwing against Tyron Woodley, one shot can put you on the moon.
30 seconds to go here in round one. Thompson's lateral movement, just a thing of beauty.
Look at that straight left. And he's so comfortable from either stance. That's the crazy thing about Wonderboy. He can fight good as a southpaw, and he fights equally good orthodox, and he switches back and forth on you with ease, effortlessly. But when you see him throw off the front leg, he's almost always doing it from the southpaw stance with the right leg forward. His dominant leg is his right leg. He faces you in the beginning of the fight in particular with the right leg forward, and that's what you see. You see that front leg side kick. He throws it to the body, fakes it to the body, and goes up high. And there's a beautiful right hand. He catches you right at the end of those punches.
Okay, lean back.
Beautiful, baby, beautiful.
You gotta put that 2 out there more. You got it. 2-3, 2-3, or 2 money. You understand?
All your double kicks are working.
Baja los niveles, baja los niveles. Vamos ahí. Vamos, 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 cojones. Tenemos la oportunidad de la vida. Vamos. Vamos a hacerlo. Vamos.
Yes, sir. You're not going to take them for a shot. One shot. One good shot.
Las patadas, las piernas están perfectas. Sí, continúa. Pero corta más la distancia todavía, meter las manos. Corta más la distancia.
Be sure to check out The Walking Dead new episodes every Sunday at 9/8 Central, only on AMC. All right, second round here. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Huge stakes at 170 pounds. You got to think the champ Woodley in the building tonight is watching this one closely. Thompson in white, Masvidal in black.
It's such a hard sell to get Thompson right back in there for the world title, even if he wins in spectacular fashion. With so much talent in this division and having come up short twice,
right,
he's got to make some giant statements. He's got to essentially, his back is against the wall. He's got to kind of clean out the division in order to really force another world title fight.
Yes.
Or there's got to be someone else at the title. I mean, Tyron would have to lose in order for it to make sense. Look at that.
That's smart by Masvidal to change it up there. Look, and allow him to get the side of the octagon and get some of his punches off. Just change it up a little bit if you're Jorge Masvidal.
Mike Brown to our right, liking what he's seeing here early round 2 from his pupil. But you're going to have to mix it up like that if you're Gamebred here tonight. It felt like distance management was the first key, but he had to mix the martial arts as well.
Wonderboy's hands are so low that when he's jabbing, again, it's coming. Oh!
Knockdown for Thompson.
Look at that sidestep to set up that right hand. That was ridiculous. That sidestep, right hand, yes, unbelievable by Wonderboy.
And you're seeing an intensity with Wonderboy here. I think after he got clipped by those punches in the corner, he's decided to ramp it up. He went with the blitz, tried the round kick at the end of it.
Notice when Wonderboy is finishing his combinations, he's going on the line a little bit, but at the end of them, he switches the angle a little bit so that Masvidal can't counter him. Masvidal's going to have to go back to his shot to get back to his hands. He's got to switch it up a little bit because now Thompson's starting to gain momentum and gain confidence.
Thompson had knee surgery shortly after that second fight with Tyron Woodley. That was back in March in UFC 209. Under 3 minutes here to go in round 2. Head strikes advantage Thompson, outlanding Masvidal 12-3. Hard to recall the last time Masvidal was knocked down.
It was against Darren Cruikshank. It was early in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's one of the fights that I looked at when I was looking at this fight in terms of like what would be a similar matchup that Masvidal's faced. Because Cruikshank is also a very good traditional martial artist.
Right.
Oh, look at that side kick. Come on, son. Who throws stuff like that?
And it's off the same hand, right? So he's actually throwing these kicks off of right hands, which is very difficult.
Well, he switches stances as he's throwing the punch, and then he has his right leg forward, and he throws the kick. And he also will throw that kick if he misses a round kick. He'll create distance with that.
You know, Masvidal's having a lot of success with that outside low kick.
Oh!
He seems to be at a speed disadvantage against Thompson.
Well, it's a closing the distance speed, too. It's that wide stance allows Thompson, in all his years of point fighting and kickboxing and fighting at this style, if you've ever watched point fighting, it's kind of silly, but what's great about it is the ability to close the distance. The really good guys, and you're seeing some of those guys like Michael Venom Page having tremendous success inside MMA organizations, and Raymond Daniels in Glory Kickboxing. So similar.
It's a precision thing, right? So not only are they closing the distance, but they hit you bap, bap, and then they're out.
Yes.
Wonder Boy's actually doing a fantastic job of not allowing Masvidal to trap him in any way. Watch here.
Right.
He's circling right, so as Masvidal starts to attack, here goes left. See that? He's always moving side to side. He's never where Masvidal can actually get a beat on him.
Well, point fighters are also... Oh, Masvidal clipped him!
Yep, nice hook by Masvidal.
See if Gamebred can follow it up here. Less than a minute to go, round 2.
But that's the difference in a left hook from Tyron Woodley and a left hook from Jorge Masvidal. You see Tyron drop him every time he hit him like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was really only 2 good exchanges in those fights where Tyron connected, and in both of them, Wonder Boy was in deep trouble. There's a good leg kick by Masvidal. You're seeing the redness all over the thighs.
Masvidal's fighting his fight. He's having some success. It's just not frequent enough. The vast majority of the round, he's actually on the defensive side of the attacks because Wonder Boy's fighting his fight. He's not actually taking him out of his rhythm.
Oh, he clipped him with that left hand. What a beautiful combination, too. He throws the right hand to the body and then immediately up to the right top. Look at that, how he gets away from that shot. Smooth movement.
Here you see Wonder Boy on his feet, change the angle, big right hand over the top, hurts Masvidal. Masvidal recovers right away. And again, just darting in, hitting him with punches, and then here's Masvidal's left hook. Boom, right on the button of Wonder Boy. So listen, Wonder Boy's having success, but Masvidal is having his moments too over the course of these rounds, just not as many.
Every time he throws a leg kick, counter with a punch to the face, even if he push kick. Defense. Get out there.
Hey, leg kick is still there. Give me one, finish hands, finish your feet, one time. Step off hard, round kick. It's there, all now.
You understand? He's desperate.
Take advantage.
He's desperate. You got to finish it.
UFC 217 Bisping versus GSP is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Close the gate.
All right, third and final round forthcoming here. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. So, DC, what do you do here if you're Gamebred, right? We talked about the split decisions, being on the wrong side of them. Got to be urgent, but strategically, what do you do?
I think you have to just have that sense of urgency. You got to get in the face of Wonderboy Thompson. You got to take him out of that rhythm. You got to get him from bouncing. You got to find a way to trap this guy. Look, the leg kicks have been good for him. He's landed some good strikes, but just not often enough. He needs to make Wonderboy just fight him. Right there. Double leg shot. Even if he doesn't get this, it puts him close enough to get his damage off. And he's got the urgency, right? He's in his face, he's moving forward, and he's throwing more already.
Look at all the welts and redness on the back of the thighs of Stephen Wonderboy
Yeah, he's
Thompson.
really punished the legs of Thompson, and Thompson has not really done that to him. Thompson hasn't landed many leg kicks, if any at all. Most of what he's done is to the top, going high, to the body, and really working with the punches more.
Stats appear to be down right now, but could be pretty evenly matched in terms of significant strikes. Nice 1-2 from Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
And Thompson is actually throwing his backhand first and finishing with his jab hand, which is very difficult to do at the highest levels.
Yeah, he's just got such an unorthodox style. And hands down like almost the entire time. Right hand over the top there.
And that's one of the longer combinations you'll see Wonderboy throw. 4 punches.
Oh, he went with a spin and missed. Gamebred got out of the way. Oh, look at that, to the body. And he's key-eyeing as he's punching now, too.
Look at all that redness on the body of Thompson. Body all red, legs all red. Masvidal's doing a good job of landing his kicks. Yep, just got to kick more.
And you see, right leg forward is almost always front leg kicking.
Thompson still moving pretty well despite the damage to his lower body. Leg kicks, 32 landed for Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Under 3 minutes now to go.
How many have landed for Thompson?
Wish I could tell you, my friend.
Stats are still down. I do not think it's been very many. I think he's mostly gone up high. Masvidal still over the top. Landed on the shoulder though. Oh man.
Firefight breaking out.
Masvidal just covered up and walking forward. Does not respect the power of Wonderboy. Oh,
he just took a left hook there though.
Oh. Well, I think Masvidal understands that he has to throw himself into the fire in order to be successful here. He's not going to win a point fighting match.
He does need to do that. He's got a great chin. Masvidal's one of the toughest guys that you've ever seen step foot in the octagon. He's not afraid of a fight.
Tough and crafty. You know, I mean, he finds ways to win, and that's what he's looking for here.
Less than 2 minutes now to go. Conceivably could be anyone's fight.
Look for that spin again. Got Snake, the way he moves from the waist. I mean, there's
just
no one else in the division that moves
and again,
like
you said, just comfortable with the hands down in such close proximity to your opponent.
Yeah. He's just so used to it. This is his style. He's taking some damage though. You see that redness on the left, the right cheek from the left hook of Masvidal.
And if you watch this fight, and if this fight is going as we think we're seeing it, it shows you the level of Tyron Woodley, right?
Yes.
To be able to solve this puzzle twice.
Not just that, but the intelligence to fight with patience and strategy. Despite the boos and despite all the criticism, that's why he took very little damage in those fights. And that might be the only way to beat this guy.
There's no bar fight.
Yeah.
Thompson continues to circle, under 45 seconds to go.
Switches and then steps right in with the left hand, and then he touches you with the left and lunges forward with the right.
The jab is just a blinder, right? The jab is just to touch you.
Oh, but he got clipped
there. It's the right hand that he's trying to hit you with.
Masvidal clipped him with the left hand there.
You watch the urgency of Masvidal. You watch the urgency of Masvidal and you realize how much of a veteran in the sport he is. Because he knows, he can feel he might be down in this fight. So he's just getting in there, giving himself a shot to get the victory.
Final seconds here. Thompson with a flurry. Masvidal attacks the body again. Thompson returns fire. So a nice display of respect there. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal go the distance tonight.
You see Wonderboy shaking his hand. I think he might have hurt his right hand.
This fight replay is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Here we see that side kick from Wonderboy. It's just such an unorthodox technique, and there he throws it to the face which is even more unorthodox. Look at that beautiful step to the side. Changes the angle, lands a crisp right hand over the top. There's a nice left hook as well. Just put on a defensive and offensive karate show here. And, you know, give Masvidal the credit he deserves, because he never stopped coming forward and never stopped trying to land the knockout shot.
And it looked as though Stephen Thompson said, "I think I broke my thumb," so that bears watching. These guys were doing a Q&A together when this fight was sort of consummated. Very interesting stuff, but it made sense for Sean Shelby. He made the fight, and largely the fighters delivered here tonight as we await the scorecards. Thompson came in number 2 in this welterweight division, but having already had 2 cracks at the champion Tyron Woodley, Gamebred Masvidal came in the 4th-ranked welterweight, was hoping to punch his ticket. The official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS, who brings you closer than ever to the UFC on a fast nationwide 4G LTE network. Now we turn it over to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-27, and 30-27. For the winner, by unanimous decision, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. First of all, congratulations on an excellent win over a very tough guy. Was there anything about this fight that was surprising to you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's very resilient, very tough guy, very hard to put away. I knew it was going to probably, you know, if it was going to be a knockout, it would be in the earlier rounds. I ended up knocking him down, wanted to keep the fight standing, but he's just a tough guy, very good at catching the kicks, so I was very lenient on throwing those too much, which I've seen him do in the past, but man, he's definitely number 4 for a reason.
Now, this seems like at this stage of your career, you're not just trying to get wins, but you're also trying to make an argument that you should once again fight for the world title. After 2 very close fights with the champion, Tyron Woodley, do you feel like tonight was enough, or do you feel like you need more of a statement?
You know, I could have done better tonight, but everybody knows that, hey, I'm not giving up on that title, baby. I'm going to go for it no matter what. And ended up pulling out the win tonight. Not my best performance, but, you know, I've been out for 8 months with a knee injury, so it's just good to get back in here, not just get back in the octagon, but Madison Square Garden in New York City. But I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, baby, and all my teammates, and you as well, Joe Rogan.
Thank you as well. Now, it seemed like you hurt your hand somewhere in the fight. When you came back, you were shaking it. What happened?
I think in the 2nd round, throwing the lead hand hook with my left and my right hands, ended up hitting him with my thumb. I don't know if it was an elbow or if it was a skull, but I couldn't make a fist in the 3rd round. But it's all right, though. You know, I'll heal up and get back in here.
Well, congratulations on the victory. Look forward to seeing you again, sir. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, ladies and gentlemen.